We're cooking jerk chicken today. It's one of my favorite things. When I went on my honeymoon down in Jamaica, I got to eat all the jerk chicken I wanted, and I'll kind of do it my own way. But what I wanted to do is show you what we got going on. I start with the 5-pound whole chicken, and I'm going to show you how we cut them up. First thing you do, you just kind of skin the leg a little bit where you can get down in it, and then just kind of follow the natural curve of the carcass in there. And you want to make sure that you don't cut the skin too much, because you want some of that skin on the breast, but you also want to keep some on the thigh. Now you just kind of let the joint come out, and make sure when you're trimming on this that you go way back on the backbone, because what's called the oyster of the chicken is right back here, and it's a really, really good piece of meat. So if you just kind of stay close to it, you can cut it right out. And then follow that down, and you're right off with your... Now for the wings, you just got to kind of tell where they meet there, and you kind of just want to cut through the cartilage on that joint. There we go. Now we got the breast and backbone. What I do to deal with this is kind of see how this is set there. You got a kind of a fat separation there. That's kind of the line I go with, and all I do is take my knife and just kind of follow it. And you're gonna have to go through some bones, so you need a little bit heavier knife. But just kind of stay with it all the way to the end. And when you get down to some of that harder bone there, you're just going to have to give it a good cut. But I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Follow that natural fat line right above that bone. Come right down through it and take it right off. I'm going to get my snips here.
Daddy, you forgot about the bone.
There we go. After you get the backbone off the breast, what I do is just kind of work my fingers around and then work all the way down underneath here and work out this breastbone. Now it makes it easier to cut. What you can do is you can just go out here and straighten your skin back up the best you can. Flip it back over and go ahead and make that cut easy now to separate those breasts. So now you have two perfect breasts that can be used for this jerk chicken. And what I'm going to do on this recipe is half these, because it's such a large breast that it just works better with these smaller size portions. So now that's it for cutting it up. I'm going to show you how we marinate in just a second. To separate these legs and thighs, they also have kind of a natural line right here that kind of goes to the joint. So all you do is just kind of cut right down it and pop it. Now you got your leg and your thigh. I'll do the same thing for this one. Just go back, look for that line. That's where the joint is. Go right down, right through it, cut it clean. Now I can also take these wing tips and pop them off. They can be used for stock or whatever else, but we're ready to marinate now, just as quick as we get it thrown together. I'll show you that in just a second. The Caribbean jerk marinade. I'm gonna go with my fancy margarita machine here. You know, I got me a custom lid for it. Of course, I don't know where the original one is, but we start with a couple. This is 3 green onions that I chopped up. Now, I'll get the recipe out for this on my blog for the amounts. But we're going to go green onion, 3 limes that I just squeezed the juice. I think it's a 1/4 cup we need. Soy sauce, olive oil, some salt, brown sugar, and black pepper. Now, this is a Caribbean jerk seasoning that I like. I get it at Penzeys, and I've used it on stuff before, wings and pork tenderloin and stuff. And I just like it, so I throw it in my marinade instead of using allspice or nutmeg, things like that. It has all that in it, and I just use that. Now, for me, the Scotch bonnet pepper makes the jerk salt marinade, and you can use this if you like heat. Do a couple of them. For me, 1 of them chopped up is enough. So that's going to bring all the heat to the party that I need. Now all you do is blend this so it's got a good consistency. show it going over the chicken. So that's all there is. Now all I'm doing is going into a gallon size storage bag or freezer bag with all the chicken. And I'm going to pour the jerk marinade over it. And it needs to set overnight, really, at least 4 hours, but overnight is what I like to do to really get those flavors in there. And if you'll come back every couple hours and kind of turn it around, it'll help as well. But you want the marinade to coat everything. That's the important part. This is where you're really going to get your jerk flavor. And that's plenty of marinade for a whole chicken. Just want to get it all in there. Get all the air out of the bag. And then just kind of move it all around so it gets happy in there. And that marinade is going to start penetrating, getting some of those seasonings in this chicken. And then we're going to show you how to grill it after it marinades. Today I'm cooking on my old Weber. Tell you what, this is been through a lot of battles with me, and if I had to pick one grill, this 22-inch Weber kettle would probably be it. I've got my chicken marinated. It stayed in the jerk marinade overnight, and now what I want to do, you kind of make a two-zone fire on your grill. You want it hot on one side and nothing on the other, because what we're going to do is just sear the chicken for a few minutes on each side on my man grates here, and then flip it over to the cold side and let it cook. It's going to take about an hour. We'll watch the internal temperature on it. I want it to go 175 in the thighs, about 165 in the breast. But the process is pretty simple. You just want a good hot fire. Make sure you oil your grate surface so it doesn't stick. And just go skin down for the first part of this cook. Doesn't matter which order you put it on. But I'm going to let them go about 3 minutes, and then I'm going to come out and flip them over. These two pieces of man grates I'm using is perfect for this. I'll get the lid back on it. Show you what they look like in a couple minutes. Alright, it's been about 3 minutes on the skin side. Now we're just going to give all these a turn over. You can see they're getting good marks on them. That's all I needed them to do. I just don't want them to stick, so I'm kind of trying to be quick here, because it will stick on you. Those grill grates help you a lot. One more side, I need to get flipped right here. There we go. Now we got some good marks on it. I'm going to give it another time here on this side for a quick 3 minutes. Then we're going to get them over to the cool side. Let these dudes rock and roll for about an hour. Okay, it's been 3 minutes on the bottom side, so now I'm just going to move them over here to the cool zone of my fire and let them finish cooking. And I'm going to go inside and throw together a quick kind of glazing sauce for this jerk chicken. So far, so good. This is what you want to see. And really, you're just putting that sear on it to kind of lock the flavors in. Now we want the chicken to get done. And, you know, I'm going to watch it. I'll come out about every 10 minutes and give it a little turn, see how everything's doing. But hard part's just letting it cook now. All right, the jerk chicken's been going about 30 minutes. I'm going to kind of just take a temp. About 178, 180 on the legs, 168, 9 on the breast. That breast is a little under for what I want, but we're getting there. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and put the lid back on, go inside and get my glaze. I think this jerk chicken's ready for the last step. It's looking really good, but I'll put the lid back on and be right back. All right, now I'm going with the glaze on this chicken, and what I did, I'll share this recipe with you on my blog and in the newsletter. But I used some of the same ingredients that I used in the marinade, except it's got a little molasses in it, a little more brown sugar, so it's a little sweet. But I still used about half of a scotch bonnet pepper, and you can get as hot as you want with that. But one of the main things jerk chicken needs is a little bit of fresh thyme and some garlic. So I put that in this glaze. I just kind of minced it up, brought this all together with a little vinegar, a little Worcestershire, and a little soy, and that's where I'm getting the flavors on the sauce basically. And I'm gonna let this caramelize on both sides just for a few minutes, and we'll be ready to eat. This is how I do jerk chicken. jerk chicken's been glazed for about another 5 minutes. I just wanted to let it set. Man, it's looking beautiful. All we're gonna do now is plate. It's ready to eat. If you had some rice and peas to serve with it, it'd be great. We're not gonna get real fancy. Just garnish it with a little green onion. Nice little cook's piece right there. Hit it with a little scallion. All we need is ice cold beer, you know, maybe some rum punch. Be good to go. Just like you were in Jamaica. Aye, man.